Hello and welcome to today's stream where we get up to who knows what. I am Wolfie, this is Bunny, and Bunny, what are you working on today? Casually
I
or sip
will
tea?
be. So, first of all, I have a lot of yarn on these coal loose keys. Now, this takes up a lot of space, in my opinion. My mother thinks otherwise. But what I also do have, you can see here, this much of it so far, is a wool winder. It basically makes nice little center pull balls of yarn. So I will make a few of those today. Let's see how much I get through with my stash, because I have quite a bit of yarn. What about you, Wolfie?
So I've got a couple of coasters I want to be working on, a Rogue one and a D20. They just need a little bit of touching up. Well, this one needs a lot of touching up really, because it's just a blank coaster at the moment. So I'll need second paint on it, and it will also need felting on the back. This one just needs touching up on the blue paint work and felting on the back. Then, if we're lucky, I might move on to. Sorry, no. Getting my order mixed up now. After I've had done these, I'll do a little bit on the leather. There we go. I know the material I'm working with. Making another pouch because I have the material just sat there and it's staring at me as if to say, "Pouch me." And then if we're lucky, I've got some of these vials that weren't able to be used at work, and I've decided to do fancy things with them and turn them into little D&D props. So I'll be maybe working on some more of these and trying to be a little bit creative with them. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. If I can put these down without breaking any of them, that'd be top. Yay, there we go. Now, before we get to making anything, casually we'll sip tea. I've put the coasters down and now I've lost them. Where are they? Oh, there they are. One of these days, I will get there and it will be fine.
Also, I'm still in the kitchen.
I mean, it's a place to be. You get food. And if you were ever so inclined, you could perhaps even maybe, just maybe, do a witch's kitchen in the kitchen.
I really wanted to last week, but in a sense that I would actually make something, but I didn't because I was late with the idea.
Yeah. Come on. Right. Just watch me somehow get paint absolutely fucking everywhere.
Also, this thing is set up in a left-handed manner. So I'm very interested to see how me being ambidextrous will work this out.
Something I feel like I forgot to mention, these coasters that I'm working on are in fact available on the Crafting in Etsy. Insert shameless plug here, which the links are in the description, not description, the About Us section of the stream, or if you're watching the archive of this, it will be down in the description below.
Down there.
In the downwards direction, which may be up that way if you're in Australia.
It might be up there. Hey, Aggie!
How are you doing there, Nagi? Oh, that's weird. I've just noticed I'm getting duplicated chat because of where... Alright, there we go, that's... sorted. My eyes are not screwing with me now. Yeah, we're doing good. Had a weird kind of day. Not much has happened, but I've been busy. Just tootling on, doing the different bits and bobs.
week so far has been a roller coaster. I just saw myself angrily munch at my sandwich and it was hilarious.
Bunny just go, nom. Are you watching it back on playback now?
Yeah. I'm a child. I'm easy to entertain. Anyways.
Back to being responsible adults on a stream.
Yeah.
We're professional, damn it.
So profesh.
The day anyone actually says that to us, I will very kindly laugh at them. Tell them, hey, that's cute. And then politely inform them that they are wrong.
So, the way this little gimmick works is that you thread the yarn over the loop, then you put the yarn in the two slits, then you hold on to it for dear life because this is about as stable as my mental health at the moment, which is not too much, honestly. And then you spin.
Oh, I thought that was like a half-cut bottle on a fully made bottle then. I was really confused, and then I realised it wasn't.
And this is what I will do for the whole string. And it will be shaky.
I will now have to very quickly work on the rest of this bit because I just got a lot of paint where I shouldn't have.
It's actually again quite stable if I do say so myself. This is very therapeutic, honestly. As long as the yarn, you know, doesn't get all knotty and everything. It's quite. She says as the yarn gets knotty. Speak of the devil. Ooh. I read a little story. Apparently, a Spanish exchange student and this girl were talking, and this girl is telling the story, and they were talking about one of their friends, and said friend just appeared, you know, as they were talking about her, and she said that the Spanish exchange student probably wanted to say, you know, speak of the devil. But it got lost in translation and she ended up saying, oh, hi, Satan. And I lost it a little bit, honestly.
I feel like that's either going to be taken one of two ways. One as an insult, or one saying, you, sir, are a nutter, and we are okay with this.
Are we, though?
Well, it depends.
This is actually some leftover yarn from a jumper that I knitted myself. And when it's all done, what I like to do is take it off. Look, it's very, very, very cute, very fancy. And you look for the middle. And this is where the magic happens. So basically, the whole point of it is that you can pull it from the middle. And I pull a bit, and I wind it around it, like so it's nice and intact. Put a little knot on it, and ta-da!
I'll have to go with that in black. Okay, that's fine. I can work with this.
I will not attempt to rewind this. This is too much for for my nervous system. I'm really trying to get a good angle with the camera here, but honestly,
I feel like the day, well, not the day I moved, but when I've moved and I get the office set up down there, that it'll be so much. The setup will just be that much nicer for the streams on my end.
yeah, you know what? Honestly, and actually, I think if I do that.
Oh, there we go.
Even this is a step up from what I tried to do with this webcam, so. Yeah. Okay, next bowl of yarn. Because, there's nothing wrong with these, but they're so much more, uniform and useful that they are centerfold. I can't get over centerfold balls, I'm telling you, they are. There. So, let me tell you about the crazy week I had. On Monday, obviously, I go to work like every normal human. And my grandma says, well, we won't be able to go shopping today. Monday is our shopping day. I go and help her with shopping. Because we have a flood. And I said, oh, what now? Oh, what now where? So she said, well, there's a tennis ball sized hole in the guttering that comes into the upstairs room, and the water is pouring down from there ever since Wednesday last week. And I was like, well, shit. So I went and took a look at the hole, and I asked, would you like me to try to fix it? Temporarily. And she said that would be great. So this woman right here, whose father is a handyman, and he taught her how to do everything and anything too, gets out the darn duct tape and fixes the hole in like 5 minutes. I shit you not, I fixed that hole with duct tape.
Duct tape, savior of all problems.
Why did no? There's the holy trinity of fixing things, and that is WD-40, duct tape, and zip ties. Does it move when it shouldn't? Duct tape and zip ties. Does it not move when it should? WD-40. It's a very simple equation, honestly. Yeah, those are 3 lifesavers.
I heard you say lightsabers then, and I got very excited and also very confused at the same time, and then I auto-corrected it. And I'm just like, wait, what? Lightsaber? No, it wasn't a lightsaber.
I should do something about the fact that this is very, very unorganized. Why do I have this? There we go. This one I actually spun already, but it's so loose. I needed to put it in a bag, so I will respin this whole thing and hope. Just hope that it will not, get all messed up. Because yarn has a tendency to do that, and I don't appreciate it.
I'll put that there for the moment so I can try doing the blue now. On the other coaster. Casually will glare over at work phone for being noisy when it shouldn't be.
Or this was the first thing that I spun, so it's not the best. I'm frozen on the stream, but
You've come back now. Lightsabers are lifesavers as
yeah.
well. Yeah, I can see that now. They act as like giant torches. I should really not be multi-working at the moment, but for some ungodly reason I am.
I mean, multitasking.
Oh, great. That means I've got to go over that with the timed scam. Okay, yay. I've been asked to re-sign my job contract because of certain requirements now that have come into place due to laws and stuff. And I'm just like, right, time to get out the fine-tooth comb and make sure you haven't changed anything you shouldn't have.
This is being a pain in the ass.
Now, I would say if you're using like any kind of solvent, particularly airbrush cleaner, do it in a ventilated room and don't do exactly what I'm about to do, which is use it in an unventilated room. Just trying to clean up the paintbrush. There we go.
I wanted to say something. Right, so after I fixed the hole in the piping, right? You know, as I do, apparently, I make sure that everything is as dry as it can be before I leave. But I was very worried about the fact that the carpet was wet for almost like 5 days at that point, right? For 5 days, that carpet was soaked. Now, fun fact, carpet should not be soaked. That's not something you do with carpets. Right? Why is this doing that? I don't like... It got messed up. Yet again. So, I do my little work, do what I can to help, right? And then I've been asked if I could take down some cables. And I said, sure, I know how to use a hammer. I kind of been promotioned into the house's handyman, rather than just a cleaner lady, because I haven't had to clean for quite a bit now because...
But one would argue that with all the leakage that they've had, there'd be quite a bit to clean up.
Well, wouldn't you think that? Well, that couldn't be further from the truth, because we agreed that next day... Oh, I mentioned that I could loan out a... if you're in the UK, you probably know, a rug doctor, and get the carpet all dried up, right?
Right.
Because those are some heavy-duty water vacuums, basically. But she was like, I don't have the energy to think about this right now, so I left it. But when I got home, I just couldn't get the thought out of my head because I knew how wet that carpet is. It probably will start to rot very, very soon. And wouldn't you know, next day when I go, because we agreed to do the shopping the day, the next day, first thing I smell when I step in, rot. The carpet is smelling already. And I was like, sweet. So I did the right thing yesterday, thinking of myself on Tuesday, that Monday evening when I got home, I actually booked out one of those carpet cleaners to get the water off of the carpet. Well, this is not good. Well, I don't have the energy to fix it, so it will have to stay like that. So we pick it up when we go to Tesco's to do the shopping. I take it home, take it upstairs. 3 flights of stairs. Now that machine is about, I don't know, at least 5 kilograms, 10 kilograms, probably more. I don't do well with weights. I fill it up, and the more I think about it, the more I remember it not spritzing water onto the carpet. So I basically just sucked out the water that was already in the carpet. That was actually helpful. Alright, I don't know what's up with this. I don't have the energy to fix this right now. This is not good. Let's just stay with it. This is not good, and this will get fixed later.
Pesky flies.
Hmm?
Oh, just a fly has appeared and it's bugging me.
Does it?
Yes. It took me about 5 minutes to realise that you were on about a wet vac, and yeah.
So, yeah, I clean the carpets as much as possible. Now, 2 things to know here. I have sensory issues, and those things are very, very gosh darn loud, okay? Like, they are loud. Big loud. So I wear my noise cancelling earphones, right? And my earplugs to, you know, for it to be manageable. And it took me quite a bit, but I did it. But the same day, that morning, I was looking at some emails. You know, I tried to get some work done before I go to grandma. Turns out one of my sources of income went out the window, and I no longer can make money from that specific thing. So I was very happy on Tuesday to begin with, right? And fast forward today, I'm talking to my only guitar student for the time, because I wanted to start to teach, and I just actually started to kind of spread my contacts as a music teacher, because the student of mine said that they no longer wish to continue the lessons because of the position they are in right now. And I was like, cool. So that's 2 sources of income that just went out the window.
Ooh, that's not good.
So, yeah. But I'm hoping to pick dog walking back up again, which will be helpful. And I did share my link for teaching. So hopefully that will help a bit. So yeah, so far my week has been interesting. And this yarn has knots on it.
So, I was speaking to some of the 24/7 engineers where I work, and one of them apparently does business photography. There's like a professional thingamajig, because I know words good today apparently. I'm doing all the Nat 1 on the comms check, and as I do. And we were just talking and brought up the fact that we've got the Etsy and everything, and they very kindly just turned around and went, "Oh, you," because I told him that you were thinking of finding a course to help me with the photos and whatnot. And he turned around and was just like, I could just do the photos for you, right? And I'm just like, you what? Like, to say my face didn't just go, nutty, would be an understatement. And yeah, so he told me to go in on Saturday just to drop all the stuff I wanted photos of off with him. He's off for the 7 days on his shift pattern, and believe it's next Monday I'm getting all of them back, and potentially sometime between now and then I'll be getting some photos, so the Etsy stuff will all be updated.
We will look super fresh.
And it will look on point.
Hopefully I will have some more listings up soon as well.
They seem very interested in the idea of the bike chain bracelets.
Yes, so I'm still working on the bike chain bracelets because I kind of needed to almost re-clean all of it, because I just discovered that there's a little spot of grime on everything I didn't clean, so I need to do that. Just to make sure. And I hopefully will be able to set tomorrow's aside for that, because I don't have a guitar lesson tomorrow. So I can work on Etsy stuff.
Yay! Which is actually something I wanted to very briefly mention. So you know how we're thinking of doing the shirts for Maker Central. That's the name of the event. I didn't forget what it was called. Did you want to have a go at designing the shirts, or do you want me to do it?
Whichever you say. I'm fine with either.
Okay, fair enough. I can give it a go, and if you turn around and say, "My God, that's awful. Why did I ever say yes? You can have a go if you wanted to," then I'll let you design it.
I do be good with designing stuff. I actually don't know why.
Second, sir?
I said that I'm good with designing stuff, but I don't know why. It just kind of happened, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eliminate the earthquake as much as possible, but it's not really possible. I'm sorry. We'll just have to live with it now.
I don't want to use that brush, do I? No. Don't use that one. Oh, great. You can sit in there for a little bit. You okay? You're okay. We'll use you. What?
No, I was just making squeak sounds at the yarn.
It's like when I'm dealing with like the vinyl stickers.
Yeah, it's not too often that you actually see my struggling face through stream. Well, now you can see, and I can assure you that I am very much pulling faces at things, to say the least.
I mean, I don't feel like you're really interacting with anything unless you are pulling faces at it, though, are you?
Right, like.
I swear the 3D printer is the noisiest bit of kit I own.
This will be 2 balls of yarn.
Until the day when I get a workshop, an actual workshop, that thing will still be the noisiest bugger on the planet.
Yeah, it does sound like something that would make a lot of noise.
You won't ever hear of someone like Rob complaining about the noise of a printer though, because they use resin printers, the cheeky people.
My favorite thing on the planet is that tabletop RPG players are single-handedly keeping the 3D printing business afloat.
Oh, 100%.
A bunch of geeks that are too cheap to buy minis, keeping
Okay,
something as amazing as...
I wouldn't say that they're too cheap to go out and buy the minis. Do you know how much Warhammer costs? You need to remortgage your house to buy some of that stuff.
Yeah, apparently it's expensive. We have a Warhammer in Canterbury when you come visit, you know, hint hint nudge nudge.
I feel like you want me to come to Canterbury for some reason.
How do we get a Warhammer in Ramsgate? I do not know. Ramsgate is a very small little city.
Yeah, but you forget, like in the 80s it was super popular.
Sorry?
In the 80s it was super popular.
Was it Ramsgate or was it Margate?
It was a gate.
That probably was Margate because in Margate we have Greenland.
I mean, that sounds like a place to be. Just like naps constantly.
No, it's not like that. It's a entertainment park.
And like that, you've lost me.
What?
It doesn't include naps, and therefore it's misleading, and I hate it. Just grr.
They have they had a roller rink. I don't know if they still have it because apparently a lot changed during lockdown. Because we had a testing center, and some said that Dreamland will close as we know it, and it will just be a test center and all of that kind of shenanigans. So it stops being actual Dreamland. And to that I say, well, that's stupid. Because Dreamland is still one of the biggest, you know, tourist attractions that we have in the whole of planet. Alright, this is big enough. This is also a bit lopsided. Look at it so I can boink.
It just goes boing. One of these days I'm going to try closing one of these pots and it's going to explode everywhere again. And I'm not going to be happy when it does.
Red stick.
Munch. I thought you went to get scissors. That is.
But also red stick.
Just munch. No, I think that's the painting bit done for the time being. I'm going to move that out of the way before I put that on the curtain.
Honestly, the amount of Asian food we ate while we were in London.
Oh yeah, there was so much of it.
Hmm?
There was so much Asian food. And then I came home the following day, I was like, Wagamamas. And then I had more Asian food.
More Asian food!
It's like almost like when I went to RTX 2018, I think it was. Because I stayed at London City Airport, which is just across the way from the XL Centre. I went down on the Friday. I had pizza. I was on the event Saturday. Had pizza. Sunday. Had pizza again. Monday, I came home and then immediately went to Swanage, I think. Or Swansea, one or the other, I can never remember which. First thing we had, because it was like a bereavement trip, so I was with my mum and my sister. And we had pizza again. And I'm just like, when will the pizza end?
Pizza on my birthday.
Whoop. That is true, and that's like a week's time.
It's a bit, yeah, it will be next Friday.
Remember, time flows weirdly for me. Say again?
It was like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 20 next Friday. Still hard to believe.
Oh no, you'll be old.
Sorry?
Oh no, you'll be old.
This is the person who will be turning 20.
Okay, I mean, you don't know when that's happening, so you have no proof of this?
I do know. Okay, I know.
And I will tell you at a later juncture when I look it up.
Yeah.
Where's the leather gone? I know it's under here somewhere. Oh, it's on the... It was on the top.
It's sometimes between now and the end of the year.
No, you would not be wrong.
I'm not wrong.
The correct answer was September 1st.
See, I remember that it's sometimes in September. But also, in my brain, it was between August 21st and September 1st for some reason. Which I think is hilarious, because the 2 dates has nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
This poor thing is so lopsided.
Nyeh. Stop. Nej.
There we go.
Go big ploop.
Smoosh. Honestly, this is actually very useful.
Oh, that's no bloody good, is it?
Let's spin one of these.
Pen's got no ink in it.
What does what?
My pen didn't have any ink in it.
Well, that's no good. I want to spin a simple one, and then I will attempt a double one. Spinning doubles is time consuming. Why must you shake like that? I'm not shaking the table so much. I'm literally not shaking the table so much. Why? Just stay like that. I want a move like that.
There we go, that's better.
Also,
some more fun things that you can look forward to. If everything goes according to plan, next week I actually finally will start to upload. I already started to edit some content for social media. So if you don't already follow us on different platforms, you know the drill. It's down there.
It's down in the somewhere direction.
Yeah, it seems to be down there, so you can. But if I can see from here, you will find it no problem. So, you know.
Yeah, no, that's not wrong.
And yeah, hopefully it will go smoothly. The upload that is, because I am trying with some new things, and hopefully they will be good. But yeah, I'm planning on doing a lot of fun stuff, so if you don't already, follow us. Shameless plug. Other very exciting things that we are looking forward. I have a wonderful best friend, and she agreed to make us some artwork for the look at this perfect little donut. I love it.
Donuts are tasty.
This is a tasty centerfold donut.
Don't mind me nearly cutting my fingers because I'm a dingus. There we go.
All of this.
Aww. Boy is sleeping the other side of the trolley.
Aww. We love boy.
Boy is best boy.
Boy is the best boy. So yeah, she agreed to make us some artwork for the channel. So we will have some sparkly new overlays and you know all of the good stuff.
All of that good shit.
And we'll look a bit more like a tavern.
Yeah, rather than the gaming overlay that I've currently got on, for whatever reason.
Because that's the best we could do for now.
No, it's just what I had on hand.
I know, I'm not judging. But it will be very cool, and we'll have our own stuff.
Yeah. And along with the new artwork, we will then have some stuff ready for when we go to Make Central, because when we go to Make Central, we'd be doing teas for ourselves. But, like, I'm maybe amenable to the idea of selling t-shirts, not gonna lie.
I think what we would probably do is we will throw the idea up on Discord, in our community, because
we have that too.
Yet again, go and join our Discord server. I'm just on a blast today with these plugs.
See, what happened there is you round at Grandma's on Monday and you plug that hole and you're just like, right, on a roll now, and now you're just plugging everything using duct tape.
My is down in the description as well if you need a dice pouch, which, let's be honest, you are a dice goblin if you're watching this, chances are you are addicted to D&D and you have far too many dice and you need pouches for it. Well,
dice pouches do be good. This is one of them.
Go down there and get you some pouches, you know, because I make pouches out of this yarn that you see me right now. Am I doing this right?
Well, I'll run the bout of shameless plugs, actually. While we're on a bout of shameless plugs, actually, I was DMing the Brick Caves D&D session on Saturday.
Oh yeah, well, I forgot to ask how that went.
It was stressful. Um, yeah, some of the players are a little. I think they still got to learn how to play in such a way that isn't so abrasive against all the other players. And
Yeah,
but
we lost players to do that.
nearly killed one of the players in the first game, so I know now how that feels.
Were you terrified?
Yes! Because this was someone who did have a very problematic character. They then opted to change the character, and I nearly killed it off immediately.
Yeah, right?
Um,
It's not fun, isn't it?
yeah, so we've got one other person who's now going to be joining next week, and that's on twitch.tv/brigcave, whatever, I don't know, I can't remember. Or you can just come here, because we post their streams, because that's what I've set it up to do. And then you can watch my beautiful face on stream on a Saturday. Unfortunately, we don't get the views for it, which makes 100% sense, but like, I'm on both of them. Both of them being both
But
Brigcave and here.
if there is demand for it, I was actually thinking of posting a one-shot when we go to Maker Central. And
Please and thank you.
We will again. Sorry.
Please and thank you.
Right. We will still talk about it, and you will see it all over our socials because there will be a lot of information about it. But I was thinking, you see, that if we do that, I would stream it here. So it will be completely live from Maker Central, from the hotel. We will still see where we can actually, you know, get that sorted, where we can either play in one of the rooms or if we have like a little social area which is quiet enough. But yeah, I will set it up and I will DM a one-shot and it will be streamed here and it will be first weekend of August. We don't have an actual date set yet, but I imagine it being Saturday evening.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm assuming this is going to be pre-watching How to Train Your Dragon, because we'll be doing that 100%.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure when, but we will figure that out later.
So I'm going to...
I did purples now, so I will actually spin up all this.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to spin up all my yarn anyways, but I think it's better if I just have most of it intact for now. Just for sake of easy handling. But yeah, hopefully we will still do the movie nights as well. Because that would be...
Sounds like I've got some things that I need to preload onto the onto my iPad.
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to do that. So yeah, loads of fun stuff coming up. So stay tuned and all of that. Because I've been working a lot, especially on the videos. So make sure if you are on TikTok that to follow. Because there will be a lot of fun bits, including what we do between streams or whenever we meet up with Wolfie, we do film a few TikToks for y'all, just for the lols.
Or even just like when we're off doing our own bits, if we're off, say, a local forge and we're just beating out some knives or whatever, they just do some then.
Oh yeah, I've been sewing lately, and I have some videos filmed of the things that I made.
You have been making a lot of things lately. Like,
I've been sewing so much lately.
if I had the leather,
So much.
if I had the right leather for it and enough space, you can bet that I'd definitely be doing like armor works and stuff like that.
Sure.
Or if I had, space to have the sewing machine, that'd probably be making clothes too.
One of these days, if I will get the chance to go and visit Wolfie, and have the appropriate amount of sewing machines.
So 2.
Or sewing string. And I will teach him how to make some basic stuff because price is still a lot.
I think what I'll probably do is when I do get a machine, or get my hands on one, because I don't necessarily need to own it. It could be my sister's or my mum's. I will try and learn to do some basic things, which really goes into a grey area of what the fuck do I class as basic, and then I will present that, and you'll go, that's either miles too complicated, you could have done it simpler, or you call this basic? This is like foundation level.
Yeah. Which is fine. Everyone starts somewhere.
Oh yeah, 100%. There we go. I'm currently creating a little dot pile of leather cutouts.
I did one big hacking dump. But oh well.
What did you do?
Well, you see, what I did was, I did the simple ply spun first. What I should have done is the double ply one, because then everything left over just goes onto the simple ply one.
Oh.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So this way, I will have to either just very much hope for the best, which probably won't happen, or I don't know. I know that this is big enough for double ply, so I just stick it up. What I do, so the ball of yarn doesn't bounces everywhere, because this is on a cone, and this is center full. I take the center, I feed it through the cone, like so, and I shove the little donut up in the cone. It's don't look. Like so. Nice and sharp. And then I can pull it from the middle. So I have 2 strands of yarn coming out from approximately the same place, and it prevents tangling, which is great. Especially if it pulls properly. Which it doesn't. Did I shove it too far? Would you mind? Would you be so nice? Yeah, this worked in theory, and with the other code, not so much anymore. Don't understand why. To be fair, it's quite pretty big cone, so I might just have to wait for it to get a bit smaller.
Ah, you fiend! You didn't cut. Why? There we go. Corrected that error.
By me fighting with yarn.
Oh, I'm just fighting with a little bit of leather. We seem to fight with a lot of synthetic material.
I think this is wool.
Oh, wait, yeah, so...
So this,
We just seem to fight with material in general.
yeah. We do that, don't we? Yeah, so this one is as friendly as I thought it would be. I think a little bit I overdid the double spin. Whoopsies.
Oopsie daisies.
I'm just using my hand to regulate how tight the pull is, basically. Because it needs to be on an even pressure.
Many, 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 many. See, for some reason, I hear that song and I can only think of the Happy Feet film. Which is like, what, 2011 at best?
Alright, it should work. Guess what?
What?
What's it?
Say again.
I dropped it.
Ah. Yeah, don't do that.
Because I am what you call a dingus. Yeah, so this ain't working. This will need to be respun.
Just means you get to watch it do the spinny spin again.
Sorry?
Just means you get to watch it do the spinny spin again.
Oh, I have plenty to watch the spin. Don't worry about that. Because this is literally one of the ugliest puns I saw in my entire life. Is there much more? There is.
I'll tell you what, hopes I, unlock that. Blah.
Yeah, so this is how it should not look. Now that I demonstrated that as well, just for educational purposes, this was full blend. Yeah. Next question.
Next question, please. Ooh, that doesn't look too bad if I get the angle on it right. Because the light above it.
Alright, so here's my collection. This is quite big, so by potential, I should be able to shove it. Right?
Yes.
It came through, and now let's see if this thing fits.
Shit.
Please do. Well, it does not.
I timed that poorly.
What did you time poorly?
Oh, I set the printer off just before 7, and it's a 4-hour print, which means it'll finish printing as I'm going to bed.
Well, it can just stay there then.
Could do. Well, I do actually need to check it to make sure it's actually still on the print bed. It has a habit of leaving sometimes.
Is it bad?
Yes, it is. Because it tends to mean that the printer then gets a load of filament right on the extruder head. I'll explain properly when I get back in just a second.
Okay. So here's the thing with this. I did a little bit of mess up, right? As most humans do. The problem is that now this is an unmanageable mess, so I actually need to spin it by hand and then re-spin it.
Right, so. Behind the hammer with Wolfie. That's happening now. So, with the 3D filament printers, one of the two components is going to move. Either the thing you're printing onto, which is the print bed, that will move, or the extruder where the filament comes through will be moving, either on an X and a Y axis. Now, inside the extruder head, there are usually one, but sometimes there are two if you have more than one extruder. There is a servo motor, which is what pulls the filament through, down the heating element, through the extrusion nozzle, liquefying the filament so that it can then be printed. Now, if the thing you're printing onto the print bed falls off of the print bed, or the vibrations knock it off in any way, shape or form, what can happen is then the filament sticks to the extruder, or it just gets, the extrusion hole gets blocked by the filament that's coming out, basically. Now, if you don't stop the print when that happens, the filament will still keep trying to be fed to come out, and then it kind of just onto the bottom of the extruder, which can cause fires and break things and not end very well if left unchecked. So I try to avoid having it happen as much as possible.
That's what I'm hearing.
Say again?
It will be constipated, that's what I'm hearing.
Well, no, because it does get it out. Damn flies. It does get the filament out. It just likes to... It's like the printer shits its pants and it can't change its pants. If we're going the constipated route.
Sure. That works. That's a very nice visual.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the one drawback with filament printers. With resin printers you don't have this issue because the resin will... It's also... With resin printers, what happens is the print bed actually is the bit that moves. And there is a pool of vat. There is like a vat of resin underneath. And the print bed basically will slightly submerge itself into the resin, and the print bed actually has a light on it. Now it will display, the light is based on the CAD file for whatever you're printing. And that print bed is, I think it's UV light. So that's what gets the resin to cure. So as the print bed slowly raises, the filament basically cures in different ways, giving you your different design, and therefore your actual model. This then needs like a washing and a curing process after the print though, which, while giving you a smoother finish, can be messy because you're dealing with liquids. Whereas with the filament printer, you technically don't mess with it while it's in a liquid state, you only deal with it when it's in a semi-liquid state. And I think that's all we'll do for me talking about printers for now. Unless I can think of anything else.
We have been painted, y'all. What I'm doing here, because you were gone, I need to respin it by hand before I can respin by machine because it's stupid.
Camera late.
So I tried to save time and I didn't. Oops. Now, as I said, there's nothing wrong with hand spun balls. Yarn balls, that is.
So I've just seen the ever so kind friend who's doing our artwork for us has kindly sent through a draft of the artwork for the bit that I have requested, and it is on point.
I had some yarn in my mouth.
You don't have yarn in your mouth. Now watch this as we're quickly antisocial and check our messages.
I can't remember what I was saying. So, there's nothing wrong with hand spun balls of yarn like this. But I'm fancy. This is new. Like I literally got this a day or two before. I think I got it yesterday, honestly. So, obviously, I like my new toy.
Toy.
There we go.
You do the spinny, 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 spin. Well, it really is an earthquake.
It does do an earthquake.
It would just be like boing. Whoop. Tell you what, don't do that. Did it again anyway.
And tell me that this is not so much nicer.
That is a big heckin' ball of yarn.
It's a big hecking ball of yarn, isn't it? So what I'm thinking of doing is trying to get the other single spun roll of yarn and double it till one of these run out. Now I am so nervous of messing this ball of yarn up. I don't know, I should put like something through the middle. Hang on, that's actually a very good idea. I should put something through the middle here that it can spin off of. But what?
What?
'Cause this is like
What?
this is like quite big, and I don't wanna accidentally mess it up, right? So, ooh, what I can do is get a little bucket.
Bucket.
I got a bucket. And I put the yarn into the bucket. There we go, that should do it. And whatever is left behind after I doubled it, that's all I did. think I would need more anyways because I enjoy to work with white. Oh, hell yeah. I did a big hacking job.
We did a what now?
I did a big hacking smart. It's working.
Ooh, big smart.
How it's supposed to work. Do you see how smooth this is going?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And did you see how much effort the other one took?
Yes. There's also significantly less earthquake now. Yeah.
And that is the end of that. We'll snip that. And this is all the double up. Sweet. So now what will happen is, because it's centerfold means that in the beautiful cake hole, it's actually called a yarn cake by the way, when you buy yarn in that shape. It has a gaping hole in the middle as you can see. So I will just do a sweet and easy respin this into a nice tight little ball of yarn.
I think we should re-nick them yarn donuts.
Yeah, we can call them yarn donuts if you want. And with that, I actually finished spinning this specific color, which means I get to take the comb that it was on out from storage, and that's that much more space.
Oh, so I've just remembered something I was going to say earlier and then I didn't. Remember when you were saying about you doing the vaxing of your grandma's place? Wet vacuuming the carpet? And it being a big hecking noisy.
Yeah.
So, I suffered the biggest betrayal yesterday, I think it was. So I was at work. Did shift handover. Just about to come home from work, so I put my headphones in. And for some bloody reason, a former employee of where I worked texted me. Which meant my phone went off. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason the volume was high. Or it definitely sounded like it was. And I fully flinched onto the floor when it went off. Because it genuinely scared me that much. Everyone just looked over and was like, is he okay? And I'm like, no! There was a very loud noise. And they're like, no, you're hearing things. And then they saw I had headphones in. They were like, that might have been the problem.
Also, yes, they are donuts, but when I tie the middle so I don't lose the end, it looks like a little bow or a butterfly, and I think that's adorable.
That is adorable.
Okay. And this is the empty cone.
Oh. Ye be a pirate. I'm the Pringle inside the can. This is the last thing I see. Along with the sound of motherfucker, why do I make the can so small? Yeah. Yes, the only bad thing about Pringles is that I have big hands. Cannot get my hand.
I actually I actually reached the last Pringle. I am so tiny I reached the last Pringle with no problem.
Is that why they usually put the Pringles on the highest shelf in the shops? So that when the short people want to get the Pringles, they have to get their tall person to come along and pick it up for them.
And the tall friends need the short friend to pick out the last piece of Pringle from the can.
The last bits of string, do they?
I wanted to say Springle. Don't know why I wanted to say that, but I wanted to say that.
I mean, you could say sprinkle if you want.
So Pringles just wants to strengthen the friendship between the short and the tall friend.
Exactly. So, if anyone's actually wondering what I'm doing, so I realise I haven't actually spoken about what on earth I'm doing at the moment. I'm currently just threading through this lacing that I've got for the dice pouch, and then I'll go through the second time on the same row and get the braid ready for it. And then I'll go through on the outer rim, and I will do the drawstring part of it. You can't really see it from this distance, but that's what we're going with at the moment.
I'm tempted to hop this. Also, a sweet friend of mine said that they want to learn how to crochet. So me being, the mom friend, but also just an amazing friend and stuff like that in general, I went through my yarn collection, choose some yarn for them, and a hook. And next time I go visit, I will teach them how to crochet basic things.
And then in a few months' time, they might come on stream and...
Sorry?
Then in a few months' time, they might come on stream and crochet some things.
Yeah, that would be actually a lot of fun. I will bring that to them. Also, this yarn is so bright. This is not light orange, by the way. This is neon red.
Okay, see, that looks like a neon orange, and that almost looks like a friend of mine's uniform for work, which... Bear in mind she's working as a lifeguard at the moment. Like, I'm half being inclined to be like, right, not looking at the uniform, I choose death. Look, 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 look.
Bunny strongly side-eyes Wolfie.
I mean, do you really want to go there?
Go where?
You know where.
The pool? Yes.
Damn right.
You just said she's a lifeguard, so...
Yeah, I suppose that would be counterproductive, wouldn't it?
Sorry?
I suppose that would be counterproductive, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
If it is the sort of colour that if you see someone wearing out in public, your first thoughts are, well, you wouldn't lose them in a crowd, and also, oh god, please look away because I can't see anything. Just on account of the colour being too bright.
Yeah. But also, don't underestimate how easily us short women get lost in a crowd. Because the answer is very freaking quickly. It scares me sometimes as well.
That's when you turn to your other tall friends and you go, quickly, find the halfling! Because
You called me halfling one more time.
I was actually making a Lord of the Rings quote, I'll have you know.
I know. But I got the memo. I'm short.
You said it first!
Oh, today I went because I went to do something I don't usually do, and that something was shopping. Because I wanted cute knee-high / thigh-high socks. Now, Claire's has some very cute new knee-high socks, right? Problem is that they are for feet ranging from 6 to 11 in size. I wear a 3.5. So that didn't happen. I was quite bummed out.
And then there's me with my size 10 feet over here.
It's the thing that I asked the lady if they have it in any size smaller, and she said, well, this is actually, for adults, and I'm like, I am 20 next Friday.
Are you trying to say the bunny is not an adult?
Sorry?
Are you trying to say the bunny is not an adult?
That's an insult and a half.
I know, how dare!
I know very few adults of my age that are more adult than I am. Like, I am hecking responsible for my age. Like, very hecking responsible. I'm very adult-like. Oh, my grandma tried to be funny on Tuesday when we went shopping. And she was like, ooh, next year you finish your university. And then you will have to start to think about your future. And I like to say that, like, I'm not already.
I feel like by the time you go to uni, you should already have that idea in your head. Or otherwise, why the fuck are you at university?
Yeah, but this is about, finding job, moving out. She also went to say, starting a family, and I'm just like, none of your business.
I believe that's the equivalent of pulling a pin on a grenade and just letting the fly handle go.
Sorry?
I believe that's the equivalent of pulling the pin on a grenade and letting the fly handle go.
What, me telling grandma that it's none of her business?
No, her asking the question.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't really. I learned not to discuss this kind of things with her because then she blows it out of proportion. She was actually one of those people who thought that, we are dating. And I'm like, no. Because apparently that's a reoccurring theme.
Okay.
Everyone and their mother thinks that we are dating.
What led her to think that? I'm just confusion on that one for some reason. That one, I understand why most other people do, but I don't know why it just confuses me more.
It doesn't confuse me, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Oh, I can fully understand that.
This is your friendly reminder. Don't assume what kind of relation two people have. Ever. Ask. It's not.
Unless, of course, you're trying to ask about us, in which case, read the chat rules. It's already written there. You should have read them by now.
And not just that, but it's not just us and not just that, because whoop to do, you might be my brother in Canada. Like we could have all sorts of relation, right?
Yeah.
And same thing with don't assume anyone's age, occupation, or relationship to someone. Just don't do that. Cause there's things you don't know, and it can get uncomfy fast. Like very fast. For example, this person, right? Months back, sometimes in October, we were meant to meet up and go eat waffles. And we had to cancel because, and I quote, he said that his partner got COVID symptoms. My immediate response was, I I hope she's okay. Which to he responds, yeah, it's probably nothing. He probably just got the flu from work. And I was like, oh.
That was, and big oopsie.
Yeah, don't do it. Save yourself the embarrassment and don't do it. Just ask. This is a lopsided little ball of yarn. It's a
Yeah.
happy little accident.
Another thing that, so saying on things of like, things that tend to get on your nerves, but in a, not get on your nerves, but you disagree with the fact that people keep asking about it, is like, so it's no secret that I don't particularly like to live in the UK, and that I plan to migrate away from the UK. Yeah, people are constantly going, oh, but why would you want to move up to wherever you want to move up to? And I'm just like, you were bitching about the UK being terrible not 5 minutes ago, and you're asking me this question? And then you're questioning me on my choice to make that decision for myself. Like, excuse me. Why?
Mind your beeswax, Kevin. It's natural beeswax.
And then the second assumption that people then make is that, oh, you're moving out there for a woman. And I'm like, haha, still none of your fucking business.
None your beeswax. I love to say beeswax instead of business. It just gives the razzle dazzle for the conversation, you know?
Yeah. I can't find the. Nah.
What?
I've made a teeny tiny cut and I can't get the leather to split so I can actually thread the lacing through.
I thought you could teeny tiny cut on yourself.
I mean, I probably have. I feel like I do have a couple of cuts. I just can't see them when I look for them. So.
But also, it wouldn't be, you know, on par for you to actually cut yourself with a sharp and steady objects. You
I mean,
much rather enjoy yourself on blunt things like hammers and microphone stands.
okay, see, I don't make a constant habit to do it with non-sharp and stabby objects. It's just those are the memorable ones.
Yeah, because you stand there with internet dial-up noises playing in your head and be like, how?
I mean, at the end of the day, if I've hurt myself making a project, that just says to me that I actually did something.
Fair enough. I am actually incredibly muscle sore from yesterday. Because that machine is heavy. It's heavy big time. And I was working for it for quite a bit. I'm almost done with my blue. It's so funny how much blue yarn I own. I don't know how I ended up with so much blue, but I did. I don't seem to have green, like a lot of green. Why is this coming up in pieces? I do not enjoy this. Please, would you mind?
Hello, boy. Once international
Are we
travel.
kidding me?
What?
I just put a knot on this yarn. And it's already facing off, so let's throw away. It's a very small bit. Sorry, I'm arguing with yarn.
That's fair enough. Could understand that. The day international travel opens up, like, normally, in the sense of, like, the old normal, where you didn't have to quarantine for 300 years just to get anywhere, it will be such a nice day. Fan?
You will be
Fine.
leaving from the country so fast when travel is an option again.
Well, I mean, I'd definitely make plans to go pretty quickly.
Sorry?
I'd definitely be making plans almost immediately, yes, but...
See, I know that because I listen. I do that thing called paying attention.
I sometimes do that. People get surprised when I do.
Yeah, people get surprised when I do as well. Because I have so much of a memory by default.
They also get surprised when I'm intentionally not being an asshat. They're like, "What? What are you up to?"
Get used to it though.
People turn around and they're like, "Okay, what game are you playing?" And I'm just like, "I'm not." Just, trying to help. But okay, if you think that's what I'm doing, be like that.
Yeah, it does take a minute to kind of get used to the fact that you can be nice too.
It's like I suffer from rogue syndrome constantly.
Rogue syndrome, yeah.
Just nobody believes you and then when you're telling the truth, they're all just like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, I mean, I did say."
This is so funny. I love this yarn. It's so colorful.
It's
But
like
also
what's his name? One of the Monsters Inc. The big guy.
Oh yeah, Jake Sullivan.
Yeah, him.
Ah, forget. I will do a triple one with this.
Doing a triple. Big boy numbers.
So the way I'm planning on doing that is I will spin simple, then double it, and double it again. I'm not shaking that hard, I promise. I'm trying to be very, very gentle. I'm really trying.
Should probably actually work at the table rather than on my lap. That way you might be able to see what I'm doing. We've got about halfway done now on the braid. Bloop.
This should be enough for it to be doubled. And I pull up it in the bucket. Oh, this is working so well so far. I'm always surprised when I find out the solution to a problem. And it's actually working.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Like I'm Like, what?
It happens more often than you'd think in my profession.
Sorry?
It happens more often than you'd think in my profession.
Oh, does it?
Well, a lot of the time it's just like, wait, what? It now works? How? We don't automatically know how to fix the machine, it just sort of happens.
Yeah, you're just like, I fixed it. Of course I fixed it.
I fixed it, question mark? Waits 2 months. Well, it didn't break, so yeah, it must be fixed.
No, when you just like, you know, you're not sure of yourself, but others are watching and you're just like, fixed it? Of course it.
Oops, that's going to end very badly if I do that. There we go.
Oh, well, gee, what do you know? This actually works. Like, I kid you not, this works. Let me correct that. So far. To be fair, it still works. It just caught a loop, an extra loop. Yarn. Which is fine. Still look it's all.
Nyeh. Nyeh. Nyeh.
This is fine.
We are the crafters that say, nyeh.
I'm just doing this fully how well this works. Oh gee, this actually worked! Wow!
It's working!
It's alive! Wow. It actually worked. It worked.
It do be doing that.
It worked. It did work. Anyways,
Hang on, that's...
do I want to do another one of this? Or do I want to do another fun color? Ooh, let's do
feel
another
like
fun
I
color.
have gone awry somewhere. Doopy doopy doop.
actually.
Undo my mistake because something went wrong.
Oh, did it?
Yep, don't know what, don't know where, but it went wrong.
Oh, that's no good.
There we go. Feel like that should fix it. Hopefully. Just have to go back a couple of threads and try again.
This one is just a simple ball of yarn that fits fences on, and I want to make it into a cute little yarn donut butterfly.
Haha! It worked. I did the thing.
I should make myself like a yarn bucket. So basically get one of these kits, get a lid for it, put a hole in said lid, literally everywhere.
Seems like it'd be fun to watch, though.
It is a lot of fun to watch, but it's very annoying when you try to work with it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that.
Like, it's a real pain in the butt. And that is another donut done. I love centerfold balls of yarn, honestly. It's just, it makes your life so much easier. And when it's getting very loose, I can just respin it like the I am. I don't want to respin this because it's centerfold by default, so there's no need to respin that. Okay, let's do one of this very fun one. This only needs to be a double.
That was a very fun looking one.
I really need to buy myself some, some proper yarn. Like a lot of the same thing. In like a brown or green, because I found a pattern for an elf cardigan, basically. And it's so stinking cute. And I really want to make it. And it doesn't look too complicated either. And I'm pretty good at following patterns. So
I have a feeling when you say, oh, it doesn't look too complicated, that's the way the pattern, if it could speak, would turn around and be like, please hold my beer.
Yeah.
I would kindly like you to roll an insight check.
Roll initiative.
That's when you know you're playing with some top tier bloody yarn there.
Yeah, when the yarn asks you to roll initiative. Look at
Imagine
it. This is so colorful and fun. It makes me so happy. Like it's.
Imagine if like that's how fights worked in the real world. It was just like people like roll for initiative. What'd you hit? What'd you get? Natural 20. Crap. 14. Go on, hit me.
Yeah, imagine if you had to roll initiative for like war fights or street fights.
Just fights in
That
general.
would be hilarious. That would actually be big time hilarious.
So, many moons ago, and by many moons I mean back in, I want to say February, we jokingly spoke about the idea of like owning like a coffee shop or basically a place where you can buy drinks. Bar was what I was looking for there. And have it like tavern themed, and in the back room having like an actual Dungeons and Dragons like table, whatnot.
And you're mixing it all up. Shoot, this is my story. So basically,
no, I was going somewhere with this, by the way, which is why I was a bit like, oh, okay then.
Yeah, I will give the word back to you in it's sticking to me. In a second, but basically what I was thinking is like a B&B style tavern that has a coffee shop on the first floor, a game room in the basement, and rooms to rent out on the first floor and second floor, and to be called something like Dragon Scale Tavern or something like that. And if you come in wearing like the cloak or anything that really fits with the what here? I need to extend this. The theme of the place, you get a free cupcake. And when someone comes in, I can be like, "Welcome, adventurer. How may I be at your service?" But that's the correction. If you can go with it.
So the
Or
thought,
even to go with it.
the thought was that if someone's starting the fight and obviously bar fight kicks off, just as they're about to start throwing punches, just give them both a d20 and just say, right, roll for it and then take it outside. But you may keep the dice.
Should I keep the dice? Yeah, it's like roll initiative. That would be hilarious. It genuinely would be so funny. If literally that would be my reaction, it's like, alright, go for it and take it outside.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, do you know how often furniture gets broken in fights like that? It's all the damn time.
Ooh, if I would have a bouncer, then they would walk around with a pocket full of D20s.
Oh, just
Other people initiative and take it outside.
or when people enter, they have to state what class, and then they get given their class hit die. So I think like sorcerers, it's like a D8.
I kind of want to have like, roll your own burger or roll your own sandwich kind of thing. If I ever do this, I don't think I will ever have time to do it, but it would be so cool. If there would be two of me, one of me would do it. The problem with me is that I always have too many ideas.
Yeah, I find that's an issue with a lot of people's the number of ideas.
The number of ideas massively outweighs my amount of energy for what humanly possible to do.
And
for one
resources.
person. Yeah. Also, this is plastic because it the little sparks. You know, when it gets charged.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Do I have time for one more?
Well, we've been going for just coming up to an hour and 45. So,
What do you say?
give it another 15 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Now with this one, it's also a handspring ball, but it also needs to be doubled. So this is interesting. As I only have one bucket as for now. Right. This summer is not even over yet. It's not even halfway done. I'm already excited for next summer.
Oh,
Well, because we planned on doing the Harry Potter studio. We plan on going LARPing.
that too, yeah. Although the LARP is actually in the spring. It's like the beginning of April, I think.
Okay, so we are planning on doing stuff. That's what I mean here.
Yeah.
I really hope that by next spring things will kind of get back to normal enough that like LARPs and stuff will go ahead.
I think the chances of LARPs happening before international travel is most likely.
Because the thing is, we actually had some LARPs in Canterbury. It's like one weekend LARPs.
Mm.
Which would be very cool to go to.
Ren Fairs is another good one.
Sorry?
Ren Fairs is another good one.
Oh yes, we will definitely go to a Ren fair because I need to be dressed like an elven princess. I did not give up on that dream just yet. will be interesting because one of the balls of the yarn has more tension in it than the other. So we'll just have to roll with it.
Rob would be proud. I feel like that almost needs to be an emoji at this point, from how often we say it.
I will be proud, yeah. But just with the duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a roll with big proud emoji. And we need to have it in the Discord server, and then we will have to invite Rob to the server, and then he will need to have a custom role, which would just say Rob.
He is the Rob.
Sorry?
He is the Rob. Uncle of the server.
The Rob. The Robest Rob of all Robs. Right, because tension was so all over the place, I get to do this again.
Yay! You get to see the spinny, spinny, spinny spin.
Here's the thing. With this, even if I have to double spin something or like triple spin something, and I don't even mean that I need to double up the yarn, but that I need to spin it again for it to be a uniform ball, it still takes less time than to spin it by hand. Which is a little ridiculous, if you ask me. What's happening here? What's up with this?
Hi there, bud.
Interesting.
Bunny, do a big heckin' think. Please
Would you
roll.
mind cooperating, please?
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh, don't say it because I will roll.
Do it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to cooperate, so. Roll, you say? Yes, I do have a dice roller on my phone.
Oh, I'm aware.
That's a 12.
You did not
Could be
convince the yarn to cooperate with you.
Yeah, I gathered that much.
Yarn basically turned around and just went, nah.
I had a passive perception over 10. I gathered that it doesn't want to cooperate.
And like Lazakan, who was basically just like, those are some pretty clouds. Oh yeah, I was supposed to be looking for something? Yeah, horse's ass.
What was that?
When Lazakan was on top of the church, all Assassin's Creed-like, and spotted absolutely nothing.
Because you rolled low.
I think I rolled like a 9 or a 10.
Something like that. Yeah, so this does not want to cooperate with me, so I will just try to spin it as the best I can. And if it looks somewhat decent, I keep it. If it doesn't, I do. I'm re-rolling it. Yeah, I'm definitely re-rolling this. Cause the ball just got gutted, basically. All of the inside just came out. In a very grotesque way.
I've noticed what I've done again is I've put what I'm working on my lap so the camera can't actually see it because the desk is so high. Gotta stop doing that. So I spotted on TikTok the other day. There's this guy who just basically his staff are basically very creative folk at wherever he works, and they keep making things and leaving it on his desk for him. And so like one time they like made a catapult, like trebuchet thing, which I thought was pretty funny. I like straws and things. And I was like, see, most people think that's probably what it's like in an engineering environment. Absolutely not. What we have instead is we have people who say, who write on bins to basically say this is a metal-only bin, and then have the entertainment idea of writing no disco underneath no metal. Metal only, sorry. And there is about...
It does seem like
there is a...
someone
Sorry, go on.
It does seem like something that a metalhead would write in a bin.
There is about 5 people who I suspect have done it, and I've yet to work out who it is.
Will you do a big old Inspector Gadget?
Oh no, I will go the full Sherlock Holmes, the coat, the hat, the everything. Even the fucking
And yeah.
little smoky pipe thing if I have to.
Okay, so I'm about to give this up, so I think we should pull it very soon.
I was just actually preparing to sit around and wait for when you were finishing, so that's fair enough.
You'll finish very soon.
Okay. I will meantime finish my tea if I haven't done so already. That is cold. Do I care? No.
I honestly think that tea could be nice, like cold.
Yeah, I think it could.
Like now that I mentioned it, I kind of want some cold tea. Just to trigger some tea snobs.
And I'm sure somewhere you did.
But we don't have enough viewers to find a tea snob yet.
Oh no, I'm sure we do. I'm sure one of them is. They just might not be watching tonight. By night, might not, I mean they aren't. Oh, that's where I forgot to do. Oh well.
What did you forget to do?
I forgot to put it into the brick cave that we were streaming today.
Oopsies. Well, this is a bummer and a half. But you know what? I don't mind. I will just keep it like this because it's lopsided, but it's lopsided quite evenly.
So when we go to make a central, and I'm driving us all to Birmingham, am I gonna glance over to my left and see you crocheting a dice bag?
Look, you might. I'm not saying that you
Hey,
wouldn't.
I'm not complaining. I'm just asking.
You might.
Fair play.
No, either that or me reading. Because apparently I do that a lot. Alright, this is where my patient ran out. I did quite a fair bit today, honestly.
And that is how I lost my doctor's license. The patients ran out. I don't know why I am German, but the good doctor is always the German.
Sure. Alright!
And on that bombshell, don't tell Berlin.
Let's not tell Babushka that you just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, Babushka.
So, we love you.
I'm half tempted, like, if Rob gets his role as Uncle Rob in our server, we should give Babushka the Babushka role.
100%.
But yes, thank you everyone who came along for the stream today. We appreciate you a lot. And we shall see you next week, I guess, or Saturday, Sunday, even, whenever we next stream. I don't know. Could be tomorrow for all I know at this point.
Maybe.
Who knows? Bye.